is. Hello. Put my hair in a braid. I told you we'd be here at Sky Island. Oh, it's cooler up here. It was like over 100 down on the valley floor, and it's a lot cooler now. So we're here. We're gonna ride up. Yeah, I thought I'd put my hair and my wig in a braid so it wasn't all ratty after going up the tram. So, raw. See you at the top.
Welcome to our mountain station, elevation of 8,516 feet. It is made up of 3 levels. You're going to be exiting on level 2. That's going to house your boarding area, restrooms, gift shop, and actually some photo booth. If you're looking to access the state park for the hiking trail, you want to go downstairs level 1. If you're looking for the cafe, the restaurant, or if you have the bar, you want to go upstairs level 3. Level 3 is also going to be the best place to take your pictures on the observation deck, including one that is directly above us. We may bump these sides, and it's just us, so if you need to, please hold on.
We're up. Oh, it feels good, guys. It is fresh out here. Yes. Oh, it is nice. My hair made it.
It looks really nice.
Thanks. So we made it. It's so good up here. After how hot it is down there in the valley. Focus camera. So, yeah. I got my new vlog up. We were thinking of hanging out up here. I brought a snack. One of the snacks my mom used to give me as a kid was, I know, I should be closer to you so they can see you, but I don't want them to see the view.
Yeah, they don't see me.
Yeah, like I'm like, do you want to see me? I don't know. Can you kind of see the view behind me? Probably not. You can see trees. Anyway, so I kind of fixed my janky nails. I filed them down. Whatever, you don't need to see them. So yeah, I got my video up. I brought a snack. So when I was a kid, one thing she used to send me to school with, because it would last in my backpack, was dry roasted edamame. So I brought some of that to hold me over.
Good source of protein.
It's got like 14 grams of protein, 9 grams of carb, and 5 grams of fat for every 3rd cup. So it would be something I could shove in my mouth. It didn't get like fucked up in my backpack as a kid. It didn't melt. Sometimes you find chocolate covered edamame, that's good, but that melts, so.
That would be a top pocket find.
That would be a top pocket find. You know where that's from? Comment. I don't get comments, that's funny. So,
This is the last call for this tram car to the Valley Station. Final call, and thank you for flying Palm Springs Aerial Tramway.
it's almost cold.
Almost.
Almost. And I love that. I love that. His is June. And it's almost cold. Raw. So, we're thinking of getting food after this. That's why I bought this snack. So, I don't know. We thought we could get food.
People watch, maybe.
Maybe people watch. I don't know. I thought it could be fun.
See where the night takes us.
Right. So, we're chilling. Like villains.
Words, right?
So fun. Cheers, guys.
Cadillac needs space to roll. Yeah, we info, she don't know. Cadillac needs space to roll. Yeah, we info, she don't know. Space to roll. Space to roll. Space to roll.
For the way down, it is going to be very similar to our way up. We are going to go over those same 5 towers. They're going to be nicer to us this time. I'm also going to have that floor rotated for you. Please note, those handlebars that are attached to the windows still don't rotate. You're going to have to slide your hands as you go along. Should you have any questions, please let me know. Most importantly, folks, have fun.
Cadillac needs space to roll. Yeah, we info, she don't know. Cadillac needs space to roll. Yeah, we info, she don't know. Cadillac needs space to roll. Yeah, we info, she don't know. Cadillac needs space to roll. Yeah, we info, she don't know.
Welcome to a few days later. I know. After the tram. That time of the month. So, yeah. So, here we are. Another day. Lots of shit going on, guys. Brian Kohlberger. He's pleading guilty tomorrow. What? A chicken shit. Like, what? And then the other what the fuck thing, Foodie Beauty's in Syria. Remember, did I ever tell you the theory that I think she's part of like a group? Like, she went to Cuba, gave away a used laptop to a national, flies home, puts on a hijab, goes to the Middle East, gets kicked out right before all the shit goes on in Iran, goes to Canada, and then comes back to Syria. Her and Sala's like, yeah, I was watching the missiles. It's not that bad. She's like, guys, you have no idea. Syria is not what you think it is. And Sala's like, yeah, I was watching the missiles. It was kind of cool. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, we get electricity 1 hour a day. Yeah. So, yeah, Patrick came home. He brought dinner. I'm having poke. I love poke. And then, yeah, he ran an errand, so I just, pain's been bad the last few days, so, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. I don't know how I feel about the Kohlberger thing. Like, I don't think for him, life in prison's going to be a punishment. He gets free health care, free dental, free food. He's gonna have, they give them activities. He's basically moving on to the next chapter. Brian Kohlberger's moving on to the next chapter. I know. I put my hair like, I did put a wig on earlier, but then I was like, it's kind of itchy. I'm gonna take it off. I know. I need to wash my hair or something. I need to do something, so. Yeah, there's a ton of live streams going on. Everybody's talking about the Kohlberger thing. Everybody's been talking about Foodie Beauty in Syria too, so something must be. I told Patrick, like, I'm gonna have to check the astrology, you know, charts for yesterday. That's something I've been looking into. I have this old book that even talks about the astrology, like, chart of, like, somebody's iris, and like how you could look at their iris and like the way, you know, the lines are in the iris, and like you could tell certain things about the person and their destinies and stuff based off of, like, because your eye is a circle and then it's got lines in it and you can tell. Just like kind of an astrology. It was weird. And then it also had astrology of the cranium. So weird. How does that work? Because your skull changes when you're a child. So like, how does that work out? I don't know. So yeah, lots going on. Yeah, lots going on. So looking into Jeffree STAR's family. I was going to explain this the other night, but then it was just like, it's a lot. So, Jeffree STAR's grandma is related. I know this because, like, I watched something on, like, Paige was talking about James Charles. And you remember James Charles, how he was like this with Jeffree STAR? Well, they're part of this magic circle group. There's a reason why Jeffree STAR records everything. It has to do with his grandma's family. And if you go back and you cut through his, like, family lines, Star, S-T-A-R, comes up. There's a movie called Marjorie Morningstar. And for a while, Andy Warhol was calling himself Andy Morningstar. And then he shortened it to Star and was using that for his, you know, Warhol superstars. Well, a lot of these people are all related, but distantly. And you know how when you get married, you lose your last name. So it's kind of what's happened here. So Jeffree STAR took on the he says, I think it's S-T-A-R, but it's really S-T-A-R-R. You know, there's some politicians and stuff that have that last name. So if you go through his family lines, which is, you know, can get complicated, that's where that comes from. That's why he's got Andy on there. So Andy somehow, there's questions about Andy and if Andy Warhola is his real last name, if his family was really his family. Patrick Starr took on that last name too because I think someone, like a grandparent or something, was adopted into like one of the families that is related to the Starr family. Which is funny, if you look at Jeffree STAR's last name, his real last name, what was it? No, I don't want that. Just looking it up. Steininger, which is German, Steininger. See why he has some of his beliefs? It's a German name. Which is funny because his grandmother, like part of their line is Jewish. And one thing I've ran into this whole magic circle name was, it's okay to marry certain Jewish women. And it goes on to, like, the whole, like, Virgin Mary. She was a Jewish woman who carried the Son of God. Well, who was God? And that's what some of these people believe, you know, that God was actually, I guess, like an angel or an alien or something. And so, like, that's why, like, you will see this confusion of, like, Schmittler. You look at he's actually, I think, part Ashkenazi Jew, because there's Ashkenazi Jews and there's Sephardic Judaism, and there's in it, like, Ashkenazi, there's some people who are Ashkenazi Jews. Like, if you've ever heard Maria Farmer talk about Maxwell and how she believed that she was more of a higher human quality because she was Jewish and other people weren't, and would put down and treat them like animals, and I've talked to you about this. So in this group, there are people who are, you know, non-Jewish. There are people who are non-Jewish and Jewish who are getting together and acting out their beliefs. And then there's people who are just Jewish who are acting out their beliefs. And then there's other people who just think they're special. It gets complicated, but, like, that's why it's called a magic circle, because there's multiple cults in this magic circle, and they're fighting with each other. It gets crazy, I know. So, yeah, so Steininger, I looked up the meaning of Steininger. Is it? It means God's follower. Meaning. It means like follower of God. Is it? Or is it the other one? No, it's the grandmother's last name. Seininger is just the part of Germany they were from. Bavaria. Good times. No, it's Sama Z. And that's his grandmother's maiden last name, right? And she's the one, if you look into the family, you'll find the last name Star, eventually. It's that one that means God's follower, I believe. It's Slavic, yeah. It's a Slavic last name, which Andy Warhol, he was Slavic. Like, he was from, like, a poorer area, which also, too, David Dobrik, he's from that area as well. So, isn't it interesting that these people who are influencers who also have been seen at the Chateau Marmont seem to be from this one area, or in families that are from this one area? Very interesting, right? Yeah, it means to guard or to watch, like a guardian. So she's from a family that believes that, and her family doesn't have like a family crest or anything, but it meant to guard, and then like, I think I saw follower. To guard or to watch. Guarded or protected. Protected by God. There it is, yeah. Samara. It's Hebrew, and I know I'm butchering the shit out of it. I'm so sorry. Protected by God or guardian. Interesting. Oh, so yeah, it's like guardian, the name guardian, protector, protected. So she would be from a family that believes they're special and they're protected by God. You see? So it sounds like that he could be part Jewish himself, which is funny. So he's from one of those families that believes that, like, in the whole, like, you know, Virgin Mary, aliens, insemination, kind of type deal type moment, if you know what I'm talking about. I know this sounds like a conspiracy, and I mean, it's why Jeffree STAR calls himself a fucking alien, for Christ's sakes. And the other thing too is that a lot of these family lines, the whole blood family thing, you know, he had the whole like blood and he and all that shit, like a vampire, is a lot of them will have these like iron deficiencies or trouble with, like, you know, they're you know, the heme and the blood and stuff like that, and how the oxygen binds to your blood cells and things like that. And so a lot of them, even back in the day, a lot of them will resort to cannibalism back in the day for those things, but not anymore. But you see what I'm saying? So yeah, and I think a lot of that family, the Star family, is out in Wyoming. If you Google it, there's some prominent women that are out in Wyoming that aren't his grandma, but are related. You see what I'm saying? Like cousins. Second cousins, third cousins, ninth cousins, you know. Great, 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 great grandparents. So yeah. He's from one of those special families, which, sorry Jeffree, my real last name's supposed to be Minadio, because my dad was adopted and he took on his stepdad's last name. My real last name's supposed to be Minadio, which means God's follower. My first name is Keisha. It's a South African Hebrew name, which means favorite. My name literally means God's favorite follower. So it doesn't matter if you're protected by God, Jeffree STAR, through your grandmother's, your nana's bloodline. Because always remember, I'm God's favorite follower, bitch. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's all bullshit, guys. So remember, none of this is real. It's all bullshit. It's people who believe it and then use it to justify their sick-ass behaviors. So, James Charles and Omegle, one of the people he met on Omegle was helping him become an influencer. And then, because Jeffree was already in this magic circle, the reason why Jeffree records everything, like much like Andy Warhol, he was collecting secrets to blackmail people, just like Epstein. Epstein recorded everybody. Well, so does Jeffree STAR. Why do you do that? So that you can have blackmail on people, allegedly for transformational, verbal to verbal, artistic purposes. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? So Jeffree Star is a part of this. Him and Patrick Star and probably a few other people are in the influencer space because they needed to take hold of that. You know, what's the objective? Influence. Well, we can't have people just have influence on other people because then they're not going to pay attention to us and we're not going to be able to use them anymore for money, creativity, our agenda, our sick behaviors. It's a whole list, right? So we got to send in some of the fam in there so we can, you know, control that influence, right? In goes Jeffree Star, in goes Patrick Star, in goes whoever else. This is going to die, but you see what I'm saying? It's a lot, I know, it's a lot. And it sounds complicated, but we're going to talk about it in the series, so it's all eat. Just got to work on that. Yeah. Dinner. Poke. Raw. This shit better not die on me while I'm vlogging again because, damn. So, I know. I got a third eye coming in. Anyways, so you're raw. Yesterday was very interesting. I know I didn't vlog. I had a bunch of phone things with, you know, my partner and then, advertising dude and his parents. So yeah, anyways, so yeah, we have new designs that we're going to be getting samples of. Yeah, and I was learning something interesting. So remember, I don't know if you guys remember, let me turn this off. A long ass time ago, I was talking about like data scraping and how you can scrape, like, because focus camera. Because YouTube's open source and like Reddit's open source, so you can like scrape data. I know. Bad angle. I know, I don't give a shit about my double chin. It's not about how you look, it's about how you are on the inside, which, you know, my inside's poisonous from the inside out. So anyways. So we are... So, the data scraping. So, it's open source, so you can data scrape like Reddit or YouTube. You used to be able to data scrape X, but once Elon bought it and realized all these companies were making all this this AI off of data scraping, I think he blocked that. I'm not sure. You've ever heard of like a web crawler? Web crawler, you can type it in and it'll pop up. So, there's a way to do this. You're not finding out exact locations. I'm not scaring you guys. I hope I don't scare you. Now, I don't have a lot of people who follow me, and I can see a lot of, like, if you have it set in your guys's, like, when you guys are on YouTube in your account, you can set it to where people don't see when you're subscribed to them. So you can set that up. But I can see most of you guys, but I can't see all of you, right? So this is how I find out, like, kind of... Now, I'm small, so I could figure out before with my analytics, like, general regions, but not, like, not specific, like, addresses, right? It's not completely doxing people, but because it's the internet and the way it data scrapes, focus camera. Raw. Okay. So, it finds like a general, it was like a circle. I was like on a web thing and a web call and focus camera. It is having trouble focusing, which is making me having trouble focus. So it was like a map, and it was showing me, it was my movie, My Mentor, and the IT guy, which he lives with rich people and advertising dudes, parents, and they have an IT guy because they're that like level of rich type people. They have an IT dude. Their house is freaking huge. So they have an IT guy, and so like he knows how to do stuff like the data scraping. So like, yeah, because they were interested. He was interested like if Elizabeth was actually watching from the swamps, and if some of these influencers, and I'm like, I can see. I also saw some other interesting things. Some people who were told they shouldn't be watching me. So anyways, so yeah, interesting, right? It's very interesting. Now, like I said, you guys, I can see most of you anyways, because you're normal freaking people. You're not like people who are trying to hide in the shadows and be sneaky and pretend like, I don't care what people are saying about me on the internet. I don't care. I'm living my best life. Me too, on the internet. Gossiping, raw. And, yeah. Some of the people I've become friends with over the last year, I've become friends with because they like to gossip too and do all this shit. So, raw. Raw, right? Raw for us. So, yeah. I was shown some interesting things on that map, and I'm like, oh. Oh. I thought you didn't care. But anyway, so, yeah, we talked about that. We talked about my list of, I have a whole, like, my outline for my next video. And the one thing that's been hard is, like, what every celebrity in Hollywood from, like, the 30s, the 20s, the 30s to now has basically stayed at the Chateau Marmont. So it's like, who do I want to put in my list of naming celebrities that have stayed at the Chateau Marmont? And so we were trying to organize, and we really should pick strategically who we're going to name. Like, you know, like, hey, because we're going to talk about them in the future type deal, because they're pertinent. So I was having help putting that together, because it was like, who the f do I choose? And then it's like, oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that in the handbook, the Hollywood handbook. Andre Blazaz, where's that book at? I have all this shit out. Yeah. Last couple weeks have been interesting. Did I tell you guys my mentor's making me read the Bible too? Like, which thank God that AI does like its own interpretation. There's like audio AI, and I know a lot of people hate it, but like there's people who have taken the Bible and made it to like where it's turned into a movie type deal. So I'm not like a Bible-y person. I'm not I was baptized as a Episcopalian as a child, but like I'm more spiritually, more of a Buddhist type deal type moment. Like, I mean, also too, I was told to pull out my tarot deck and start messing with that. That's so funny. In the same conversation, I was told to read the Bible, pull out my mala beads, and start using my tarot deck again, because they want me to design my own eventually. And I'm also they're having me design my own, like, they said we'll have it like printed on silk for the tarot. I'm being pushed to read the tarot, the Bible, and my mala beads, which they're telling me some interesting things about that and stuff. So, yeah, it's really great, like, because I'm a fidgety type person, and usually, like, when I'm watching things on the internet, I want to like be doing stuff with my hands too. So like I'll listen to things like, or have audiobooks read to me, like research and things, or while I'm like doing art. Do you see what I'm saying? Or like I'm doing something else, like typing up shit. Like I'm one of those people where like I have to be messing with my hands while I'm listening. One thing I found back when I was in college is that I do really good when I have an audiobook playing to me and then I have the book in front of me and I'm reading along. Excuse me. Oh, I just burped. I wonder if that's a bad omen. I don't know. So yeah, I was told to pull out my tarot deck, which this is something a friend gave me a long time ago. They're like, do you have a tarot deck? Did anybody ever give you a tarot deck? Because if not, we're going to have to give you one. Because I guess your first tarot deck. And I'm like, yeah. My friend gave me one a long time ago. And they're like, good. Pull that out. Start holding it. Start sleeping with it under your pillow. Start looking at it. Which she gave me a learner's version a long time ago, which is good. And they're like, start messing with your tarot deck. Keep it around when you read the Bible and shit, and then start messing around with it, and then eventually we're gonna have you design your own. Like, you're gonna have me design my own. Yeah, and you can sell it and shit. And I'm like, oh, okay. But we want you to start messing with this first. That's, I guess, a long down the line. I'm being made into a witch, I feel like. Yeah, and they're like, no, I don't want you to be, I just want you to read this because there's people who believe this, and then we're going to talk about what this means to these people and the different interpretations that they believe in this. And then we're going to talk about the old Greek version and the old Phoenician versions and the old books that didn't get put in, and because it's going to help you understand this and that. And it's like, God, I just barely understood Eyes Wide Shut. What has this world come to? So yeah, this is the Hollywood Handbook. They'll mention stuff and I'll be like, I remember seeing that in there. It's funny now after reading this book and going through it several times, which Andre Blazard did a really good job editing all these. There's a lot of essays in here, like Joan Didion, Eve Babowitz, which is funny. During Greece's golden age, like 90% of Greece was a slave. Did you know that? Probably would have been me because I got Ashkenazi Jew in my history, and they were famous for making those people slaves in ancient Rome and Greece. But you know, cheers to being free, right? People and their sick-ass beliefs, right? It's crazy. So, yeah. This book's interesting. Talks a lot about a lot of different things. No wonder, Andre Blazard only put it out for a period of time in the 90s and then took it away. Especially since there's like a line that was borrowed from here that was in Eyes Wide Shut. You guys remember? Stanley couldn't get any closer without plagiarizing. Yeah. I was like, well, I'm not about to plagiarize that. So, anyways, that's that book. That's this. We have merch coming, guys. So, in the theme of like talking about like how we broke through to the other side and now we understand. Now we know, we don't think we know about Eyes Wide Shut. I have to get the samples. We hadn't talked about it yet, so we're gonna do shirts. We're gonna do stickers. We're gonna do a couple different stickers because I'm gonna be getting my street team together again, and some of the kids are actually gonna be going to college in the LA area, so they're gonna be taking some stickers with them to college. Yes. So we're gonna be doing stickers with the YouTube channel on there. We're going to be doing the shirts. We're gonna do some posters because focus camera. Because my mentor wants a framed one. He was really excited. He's like, that's, yeah, I want a framed version for my room. So, which isn't really a room. It's like I don't know. It has a kitchenette in it, and it's like a small apartment in the house. It's crazy. Rich people. So, anyways, let me show you. So, I will show you my inspo pictures. So, in it, like, it's got Lucidity's in it. So, Lucidity, she's in it. And then, we wanted to play on the whole, like, eyes wide shut, but eyes wide open, because that's what we're trying to accomplish, focus here, in the series. And then we really liked the whole, like, A Clockwork Orange. And you know how they have where the guy has the helmet on and he's in the theater and he's being brainwashed, you know, to be let out of prison. And they're going to brainwash him so he can be acceptable for society, which, not going to happen. Fatburger, you guys know Fatburger pled guilty this week, like I said the other day. Oh, it's Patrick. We're having Cheesecake Factory, so yeah, updating the vlog.
Hi, vlog.
Yeah, he says hi, vlog. So so yeah, Fatburger, no real rehabilitation. That's not a real thing, okay? It was just in a movie and a book. So A Clockwork Orange. So you know how he's there and he's got the thing and it's got his eyes like, and he's like, and the guy's putting the drops in and stuff. We wanted to do something similar like that with Lucidity, but we didn't, you can't infringe on copyright, so we had to do a totally different dude. And I said, okay, like, I don't want to have the helmet thing on. And we even talked about it, especially since, like, that actor, I guess, had problems with that. So we didn't want that, like, in the picture on the merch, like, because the guy had problems with his eyes after they did that movie and stuff in A Clockwork Orange. And so, and then we also, I added this in. Okay, so you know how, like, a lot of the celebrities, and they all love the whole left eye thing, and doing this, and holding their eye open, and you've seen the Black Eye Club? I'll link that below, the Black Eye Club, where they'll punch out their eye and, you know, they think that it's going to help, like, trigger something in their brain because of the optic nerves, and it's going to trigger that receptor I've told you guys about, right? The psychic receptor or something. Because that's another thing, too, is, like, with my tumor, my eyes are, because the tumor and your optic nerves are over there, it can affect that. So in ancient times, a lot of times they would try to get rid of the eye or, like, damage it in some way, hoping that would enlighten you, because sometimes that triggers that receptor. That's why you see people doing that. If I remember, I will link the Black Eye Club that Crazy Days and Nights did. He's got some interesting things on his channel that he's caught on to over the years. So, yeah. So, we wanted to do, like, play on that. What's up?
Oh, sorry, I had an update.
Oh.
You can finish.
Oh, okay. So, this is what we got. So, I'll show you guys my focus camera. So, we got Rip Your Eyes Wide Open. So, there's Lucidity. So, at first I was going to do a guy with brown hair, but then it, like, melts into the background because it's going to be on black too much. So, it had to be yellow. So, she's got his eyes. You see, like, the, you know, like, the Illuminati, how they do that and stuff. And you've seen Jeffree STAR do that, too. Yeah. So, we did that in the circle, which, you guys, we've been talking about circles and triangles. Kind of looks like a peace sign, right? So, it's Rip Your Eyes Wide Open. And then I got the whole danger only at Desert Mermaid by the windmills. So, what do you guys think? My mentor loved it. The IT guy liked it, too. I don't know what advertising dude thinks yet, but he hasn't opened his email yet, so yeah. There's Lucidity. So yeah, that's our, she's like our hero. Yeah, in a double circle. It looks kind of like a peace sign, the shape.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let me show you the inspo photo. Here. I can't find it. It was a guy holding his eye open like this. If I find it, I'll put it in here. But yeah. So, dinner's here. I'm gonna go. Patrick's got an update for me, and I'm anxious, but yeah. Rip your eyes wide open, bitch. Ooh, so the update. Cheesecake Factory effed up our order. They gave us a DoorDash order. So we have somebody's DoorDash order in their cheesecake, and it's like a lot of stuff. Like, I'm shocked that Patrick didn't. Well, I mean, we ordered some stuff, and then so like it says his name on it, and like I guess someone called him on his way home, and they're like, you picked up. We had 3 different of the same names, and you picked up the wrong name, so you're gonna have to come back and pick up your order. I know they can't take that food back. It's crazy. He's on the phone now. I'll update you. Wig off. So, lemon cheesecake. That's what I'm gonna have. We got a ton of food. So, they refunded us and they're giving us a gift card. I was just like, it's fine. Shit happens. We were like, you know, shit happens. Frank agrees, it shit happens. Yeah. Tomorrow's 4th of July. So, like, I mean, they were freaking ass.
They were busy AF.
They were busy. Yeah, Frank agrees. They were busy. So, we got, like, a kid's spaghetti. The Korean fried chicken.
No, it was cauliflower.
Cauliflower. Korean fried cauliflower. They gave us a double smash burger with fries.
Truffle honey chicken.
Truffle honey chicken. And a French dip. That was what was in the order. Now, we didn't order that food. We ordered, my mom wanted the kids spaghetti because she likes the smaller portion. I got a new, like, fish dish they have. That was, like, a lemon fish with, like, mashed potatoes. And Patrick got
a Parmesan herb crusted chicken.
Right.
So, like, we got extra food that we, you know, even beyond the number of portions. But then we did actually get our correct cheesecake order.
Yeah, we got our correct cheesecake order. We just didn't get the correct entrees. We actually got
more entrees
and like an appetizer.
Yeah.
Frank agrees. So, yeah, we were like, okay. I was like, this is like an Amberlin Cheesecake Factory order. I was like, this is a lot of food, Patrick. This is like, we're gonna have food for the next few days. Like,
right? That
truffle honey chicken is a huge portion. Like, there was one time, like, usually I'll just kind of eat out of the container and then just throw it away. But there's been a couple times, I know specifically one time where I portioned it all out because I wanted to save some of it because I know I don't eat all of the truffle honey chicken. And I got like 4 portions out of it. I think 4 or 5 portions that I made for myself. So it's a big meal, and I was just like, this is like an Amberlin thing. So I'm gonna eat my cheesecake. I'm gonna end the vlog on this since this has been long and stuff. But the stuff I said I was gonna link, I'll link it below. And yeah, if you guys are in the States, happy 4th of July. I mean, it's always kind of weird,
right? Because
of the political shit they try to push on us here, but yeah. Remember, all these stars are yours because I gave them to you, and rip your eyes wide fucking open, bitches. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah!
Problem solving is something that schools generally don't teach you. You know, a lot of people don't have a good generalized approach to problem solving. They're not thorough, don't consider all the possibilities, prepare themselves with the right information. If you can develop a kind of generalized approach to problem solving, it's surprising how it helps you in anything.
I don't think. I know.
Every 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.